This is nateplaysCR, and I haven't been playing really because the season reset, and I don't like playing like right after it resets because you can go up against like level 13s and stuff. But I made a video yesterday, and I kind of accidentally made the processing of the video like to upload it longer than I should have because I left my house, and then like I started processing it, but then I closed my laptop, so I didn't finish it. So I might upload that one and then upload this one today too, but we'll see. If not, I just wanted to, because I said that in the last video, but I was just saying it in case I didn't. But I ended up getting a magical chest, and so in my next video, I'm gonna open this magical chest and this tournament chest. Which this magical chest isn't really anything compared to this, but might as well join them together. And I've been doing a lot of the trifecta deck recently, and in this video I'm going to actually highlight this deck because it's like the start of a new season, and I wasn't wanting to do it before because I was so high in trophies with the trifecta deck, and I haven't used this deck much. So I decided I would do it when I'm a little bit lower. But I have two replays I just played, and I'll kind of highlight her first. I know this has the Ice Wizard. If you don't have the Ice Wizard, there are a couple options you could go with. The Ice Wizard is good on defense, obviously, because it's like the best defensive card. But then it also helps if they have like barbarians to surround your giant, because I think level 9 barbarians, the Ice Wizard shoots twice, which doesn't take that long, and then a mini P.E.K.K.A can one-shot them. But if you don't have the Ice Wizard, I would try out a couple different things and just see what works. I haven't tried anything but the Ice Wizard, but just from using this deck, I think I could tell you substitutes. Obviously, you have the Princess, you could use that, but if you don't have the Ice Wizard, you probably don't have the Princess. Archers could be good because it gives you more air targeting, because all you have are the Ice Wizard and the minions. And if the archers are chipping away at barbarians, and then on the barbarians that the mini P.E.K.K.A is attacking, then that would help it go faster. And another thing you could try a Valkyrie, because what you could do, you either send your Valkyrie with your giant, which would help take care of barbarians, but you probably wouldn't be able to do that until it gets to double elixir, because that's 10, and then you kind of want to have something to get the air. Some downsides of that is you only have the minions as air targeting, but then also you could save the Valkyrie for defense, and what you could do, you could send in your giant. Let's say it's double elixir, you could send your giant and mini P.E.K.K.A in, or say you defend a push, you have the mini P.E.K.K.A, you send in the giant, and then if they put down barbarians, you could zap them, and then that should allow the mini P.E.K.K.A to one-shot them, and then maybe send in the minions or poison depending on the situation. So let's see, what have I said? You could try out the fire spirits. That would help the mini P.E.K.K.A out too, and that would kind of help with minion hordes. But it also depends on what you're facing more. If you're facing more minion hordes, then you'll probably want an air targeting like archers or fire spirits. But if you're facing like more barbarians, you could try the bomber or Valkyrie. Let me see if there's anything else. You don't want to use something that's too expensive, because that'll raise the cost too much. So you don't want to put in like barbarians or anything. You could try the musketeer, or you could even lower the cost and do like spear goblins. You'll just have to try it out. But so that's that. And one downside of this deck is you don't have a cheap counter to the princess, like once it gets to the river. like 1 elixir skeletons, you can either poison it when it's back on the tower, or you have to use one of these 3, which is a downside. But anyways, I'll show these battles. One of them, both of them are minor decks. Granted, they're played pretty well. Not the best though. I'll just show you. This guy gets a first, like a good first push on me, which as I said before, like that can lose you the game, especially if you're playing like a minor deck, because minor decks can be really good on defense. And I thought I'd lost it once he played it, but we'll just kind of watch it through. And the furnace is good, but it's not as good. It's better in tournaments than it is like regular play. Because right here, my tower's just one-shotting the furnace, so I didn't even have to send my Ice Wizard on that side. And right here, I was planning on backing up my Giant and Ice Wizard with the minions. Here, I'm going to pause this real quick so I can talk. The Giant and Ice Wizard with the minions. I kind of see what his counters are. He'll use his mini P.E.K.K.A minions and his princess. Those are like his main counter cards. And he also has the guards, but I haven't seen that yet. But I've played this deck, and I kind of know that. But anyways, so I could have placed some minions in with them, but I was afraid the princess would kill them. And I could have defended this a lot better, but I'm a little slow on the draw. And I'm sorry if I don't know if I already said this, but I'm kind of sick, so if I sound different, that's why. But I was kind of slow on deployment, so he ends up taking my tower with his first push. And you don't want to send in just a Giant and Ice Wizard like I did, but it was my first push, so I kind of saw what he has, so that's like not as bad. And I was planning to send in the minions, and then he placed the princess, so that wasn't my original plan to send just a Giant and Ice Wizard. But I'll kind of play it out, and you'll see where I poison his princess, and then I place my mini P.E.K.K.A to try and draw his mini P.E.K.K.A over there, but I placed it too far, and he got my tower. And I said good game here. Not that I was giving up, but I thought, because with a minor deck, you can usually play good defense, and I thought he would just defend me off, but like I said, it wasn't played the best. And see right here, I could have sent the Giant, but then I just would have had the Giant and Ice Wizard again. And I could have sent the minions in too, but I knew he had the princess, so I just elected to send a poison. And that's a good poison because I got the furnace and his princess. And I guess wrong on the minor deployment right there, because I thought he was going to place it down where I placed the minions, but then they had to travel a little bit. So right here, I'm pretty sure I save up for a Giant. Okay, now that poison placement was very bad, because he got the tail end of my collector for one. So all it did was like poison. I don't even know if it might have gotten one more off anyways. I wasn't really paying attention. And then it just poisoned my tower. And my tower's not even low. So that was a bad play by him, and I think that's why I have a successful push right here, because he doesn't have a lot to play against me. Which, if you look at his hand, he didn't really have much to do when I put my Giant, unless he like put some troops in the back to like defend, and then they try and meet him at the river. Because what I always like to do, if someone sends a Giant, I like to push the other way, but he's already taken out that tower, so that's not really an option. But anyways, I'll just let it play out. Just kind of giving my breakdown of this, of his plays and my plays and everything. Okay, so here I have the Giant and Ice Wizard combo, but then I have the mini P.E.K.K.A to use with it this time. I think I end up poisoning. Yeah, I get all that in there. And I thought I zapped right there. I meant to zap, but I accidentally placed the minions. And I don't even know if my mini P.E.K.K.A will get a... Oh, my Giant got it already. And instead of just keep pushing, because if I would have kept pushing, I would have had either 2 Giants or a Giant and an Ice Wizard. And then I could have sent the mini P.E.K.K.A, but by then, the first giant would have died, and then I just would have been wasting elixir on that side. So I just played my elixir collector and then just saved up and waited for him to try and do something. I think I'll place it right there so I can start going the other side. And I think I get to poison both of these. And here's a better draw of the mini P.E.K.K.A. And I was hoping that when I place the cannon there that the mini P.E.K.K.A. would target, that my Ice Wizard would turn and target it as well, but it didn't. So then I ended up having to use my mini P.E.K.K.A. on defense. So here I save up for a big push. And I end up using, that was a bad placement by me on my Ice Wizard, because then it ends up going in front of the giant. And these minions end up dying from that. But I end up having 2 giants right here, which is really helpful. And I think I might win on this push. I don't know. I really need to get that princess out of there. But unfortunately, his mini P.E.K.K.A. targeted, it turned and targeted mine. So that's kind of what did it there. And I think I'll win it right here because he decided to send his miner on that tower instead of defend, which made him lose the game. And I'll show this other one. This other guy, like I said, he's playing a miner as well. I didn't even know he had the log. I don't think he ever used it. So he has the miner, log, Ice Wizard. I don't think he has a princess. So 3 legendaries, but they aren't. I wouldn't really think those and a Hog Rider and Minion Horde would work that good together. But I don't have my cannon out yet, so his Hog Rider gets a couple hits in. Just 2. And see right here I have my mini P.E.K.K.A. giant and Ice Wizard push right here. I think he ends up... Yeah, and I get good damage here because my mini P.E.K.K.A. ends up getting to the tower. And it barely has any health, but my zap along with the Ice Wizard helped take out the minions. Now right there, see if you would have like archers or something, it still would have taken that out, but the mini P.E.K.K.A. might have survived. So if you're a free to play and you don't have, or if you don't have the Ice Wizard, you can definitely try out one of the ones I mentioned before. But they definitely won't work as well, but they should still work pretty good. You just have to figure out which one works best. Okay, and I think I end up getting... No, I don't get his... I'll just let it play out. I think I do, actually. Yeah, I do. Then I just end up playing my elixir collector. Because I was so far ahead in elixir because he had to keep playing stuff. I didn't even realize he had that, or his Sparky, because I didn't, or I hadn't seen it yet, and that would usually be something that he would use, but he didn't have it in rotation like to defend my push earlier. And this is a match where his zap is 2 levels higher than my minions, 2 levels higher. Up one-shotting them with a zap, and that's why I don't like using a minion horde, because for one, even if they just have arrows, that's a 2 elixir disadvantage. But then if their zap is 2 levels higher, then that's a 3 elixir trade, and that's not good at all. But anyways, I think I end up getting no damage on the tower because I didn't have enough elixir to play anything with it, so I just played my cannon to take his damage. Which wasn't necessarily the best because I didn't have the cannon on defense against his Hog Rider, but oh well. And yeah, so this guy has a level 8 furnace, so then his level 10 fire spirits end up not getting one-shotted like the last guy. And he can't like ignore my mini P.E.K.K.A. over there, so he has to put his Ice Wizard. And I placed the what's it called? The poison prematurely, because he has the minion horde to protect. which he also has a Sparky, but he had already played his furnace and then his ice wizard, so he didn't have enough for that. So I played my poison because minions have to be like right on to attack. So he either has to try and place his minions out of the poison and take damage, or place his minions in the poison to try and kill as much as they can before they die. And he ends up placing them behind, which they die anyways by the combination of the ice wizard and the poison. But I don't end up getting his tower yet. And I know he has a miner, so I keep pushing this side. I don't give it to him yet. And I was really hoping right here that placing my mini P.E.K.K.A would make it go on the side of my giant, but the ice wizard was still alive. So it went that way. And I think my giant stays. Oh, no. Because he ended up zapping my minions, so they died immediately. And I end up just I don't even protect his tower because I know he'll eventually get it because he has the miner, and it'll just keep cycling back to it. So I just keep pushing his side, especially since I already have it down to 328. And I really wished I had the zap right here because I would have definitely taken out his tower, but I didn't. And it ends up weakening my giant and then taking out my mini P.E.K.K.A. I'm sorry for all like this sniffling. Like I said, I'm sick, but and here I just have to play defense because I know that once I get back to my poison, it'll be game over. And that was nice of him to put his minions on top of the ice or on top of the Sparky, so I'd not only weaken the minions but also reset the Sparky. And this is a pretty long video, but I just wanted to show it because I have been solely showing the trifecta deck, and if you have the Ice Wizard, you should try this deck out, especially if you aren't like a fan of the Hog Rider. If you're more fan of like a build-up push, which the Hog Rider deck can be, but it can also be like more like a quicker gameplay or game style. This is definitely a lot slower. And if that's kind of how you play, you can try it out, or especially if you have the Ice Wizard. If you don't have the Ice Wizard, I still think this is the best, like, no legendary deck, this one. But you can definitely try this out with, like I said, archers, fire spirits, even a Valkyrie, bombers, just something until it works. But yeah, that's it for this video, and I hope it helps some people out. Thanks for watching.